and congratulations on the brand new single. We've played it a couple of times on our show now, and it's been getting great feedback, so congratulations.
Thank you. That's so exciting. I'm so happy that you can finally hear it. It's been on my laptop for a little while now, so I'm glad it's out in the world. And everyone's running around singing "Quit Bitchin'."
So how frustrating is that for you when you've got a track there ready to go and you're just waiting for that right time to release it?
Well, it's not so much frustrating. It's kind of just all new. I mean, I only started releasing music less than a year ago, and I'm an independent artist, and these days that means there's a lot more to do than just write the songs and play guitar. So I guess it's just, taking the time to think of what visual I want to put with it, and you've got to think of marketing, and you've got to think of just all these little bits and pieces, and it takes time, and I enjoy that whole process.
Definitely. Now, of course, we played Shoot and both You and My Dude last year on our show, and they both got such great feedback. Does that put more pressure on you with new songs, or does it actually help you relax a little bit and think that people like my music, I don't have to stress so much?
It gets me excited. I've recorded a whole album, and basically every song is different and kind of caters to different people. I mean, Shoot was very, in my mind, kind of like this bubblegum pop, but it still had that cool rap, laid-back element. You My Dude is a fusion of R&B, soul, funk, jazz, and reggae. And then Quit Bitchin' leans more into this pop punk era. So really, I'm just trying to cover all the basics and show people all these different kinds of styles of music that I love, and then the underlying theme is always pop.
Now, what was the inspiration behind Quit Bitchin'? Because we've always wanted to say that to somebody, but what was the inspiration behind you writing the track?
Well, somebody was bitching, and the song itself is actually very lighthearted, very playful. It's not meant to be aggressive or anything like that, and it's inspired by lots of things that have happened in my life. I mean, even going back to high school, and just having the chance to finally be like, you know what, sit down, quit bitching. It's a good release, but it's meant to be sarcastic and lighthearted and playful, and I hope that feeling comes across, because that's how I feel. It's all just a big funny joke, and it's a lot of fun to sing, and hopefully it gives other people that release too.
Definitely. Now, you mentioned before about how your music encaptures so many different genres. Is that something that we can expect to hear on your album when it comes out as well?
Yes, it is. Lots of different genres, all blending into one. All of the music and the instrumentation is performed by real band members. So I've got a real drummer, real bass player. It's not so much electronic, and we're creating all these genres with the way that we play. And there's a lot of light and shade on the album. My favorite part is the fact that I'll be singing about something that's really sad, and I might touch on mental health or family issues or depression, but this song itself sounds so upbeat and happy that you can't even tell that I'm singing about something sad, and I really love that juxtaposition.
Definitely. Now, you wrote the album across a number of European countries. Tell us a little bit about how that came about.
Well, I have a beautiful partner who I met on X Factor when I was 15, and we play music together. And right before the pandemic hit, we self-planned and self-funded this huge European songwriting tour. And his name is Chris Argy, so he was writing his album. I was writing my album separately as well. And we traveled all through Italy, London, Amsterdam, and Italy, France. And the whole point was to write and be creative and get inspired. And that's what we did. We both came back with a full album. And when the pandemic hit, we just jumped straight into the studio and would record our music.
Do you feel that Europe kind of inspired your music as well? I know Dave Grohl famously put together a documentary series about the fact that whenever he travels, the different cities and the country that he's in finds a way to seep into the track that he's written in that place. Did you find that with your music as well?
That was a great documentary, and I think that the feeling of cities kind of seeps in, but at the time I was more writing about personal stories, and I guess I didn't write much about the cities I was in. It was just more I was inspired, and it let me be creative. But no, I think I'm going to have to go back to Europe and write more where where I'm singing about Florence or Holland or... Yeah, good point.
Definitely. Now, of course, you're back out doing shows as well, and you've got some shows coming up, and we'll put those dates on our website. How does it feel being out and doing shows again after 2 years of lockdowns?
It's amazing, and to be honest, I never really stopped playing. I was doing some private exclusive house parties and things like that, online concerts during the pandemic. But yes, since mid last year, I've been back to full-time gigging, and I'm playing about 3 to 6 shows a week at the moment. So tonight I've got this big performance with my band at a masquerade ball, and yeah, it feels amazing just to be playing music, giving the band members work again, because it was really hard for them in particular. It's easy for me as a singer to get a gig, but not so easy for a drummer or a bass player when things like the lockdowns happen.
Definitely. And you've got some festivals coming up too, with Sunshine Sounds, the Great Barrier Reef Festival, and Island Vibes Festival. What's it like playing at festivals like that? Because that's, I think, what a lot of Aussies have really, really missed over the last few years, have been festivals.
Definitely. The festival scene is incredible. My first big festival slot was Caloundra Music Festival last year, and I got to play on the main stage right after the Whitlams, and it was a feeling like no other to be out there, your music playing, everyone, there's thousands of people as far as I can see. The energy is insane, and I feel so lucky to even be on a stage like that. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this festival run coming up.
Definitely. Now, your album, which is coming out, is called Stars and Guitars. Tell us a little bit about when we can expect that album to drop.
Definitely in about at least 4 months. I'm going to keep drip feeding a couple more singles. There's a couple more things I'd love to show you first and hint at first before I drop the whole album. But the album will be out before the end of the year, and it's got a lot of interludes and creative things in between each song as well. So definitely a full body of work that I'm just yearning to get out. But the next song, I've got a couple more singles coming, and the next one that's coming is very different to everything else I've released. I'm going to see how that's received.
Awesome. Well, we cannot wait for that album to come out. But Jazz, for now, we are going to play Quit Bitchin' once more on our show. So what would you like to say to all of our listeners before they take another listen to this amazing track?
Well, just stand up for yourself, be confident in who you are, and don't second guess yourself, because it's you. Be you. And if someone messes with you, tell them to quit bitching.
Well,